Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We've got your butt on top, Lilo and Stitch, and of course your drunk classic, Josh picked a movie I cannot pronounce. Let's go. Hello to everyone, including all of those substitute teachers, because we're about to launch your substitute teachers, brothers, sisters' favorite movie review podcast. You know what made me think of that, guys? That little intro is, I was at the gym today, and Patriot came on. And I was like, if there was ever a movie that got rolled into more classrooms across my adolescence, it was this one. I watched Patriot. Yeah, The Patriot.
Really?
From like 8th grade all the way up through my senior year. Just like, yo, so I'm a substitute.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, get this. That movie, I showed it to my class this year, okay? And that movie is rated, what? Yes, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. But that movie is rated R. It has no sex, not a single cuss word, like no nudity. It just has a couple very realistic, there's two particular scenes that are really violently graphic. And I'm like, really? This is rated R?
It's rated R for gross historical inaccuracy.
Okay.
There's many gorings that occur. There's lots of gorings, mostly by cannonballs fluttering through the fields of green.
And
All
then I
right.
showed them,
So,
Green.
sorry.
And then I showed him Glory, which is rated like PG, and there's like every other word is F and N and this and you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Different times, man. Different times.
Yeah,
Just like
everyone a different
Ninja
time.
Turtles allowed you to show the Shredder getting completely crushed.
Just a hand. Just a
Yeah.
hand. That was a death on last week's Butter on Top, by the way, right? The trash compactor. That was something we got to see in last week's Butter on Top. So, Josh, if you followed, we talked about it a little bit. Perhaps we spoiled it. You know what spoiled our Drunk Classic for me is not getting your damn review. I worked so hard to set you up. So before we get to Lilo and her alien pal, let's start with you, sir. What did you think of The Golden Child?
Oh, sure.
We're not on this week's episode yet. How dare you?
I'm
How
thirsty,
dare you?
bro. I'm thirsty,
Okay,
bro.
fine. Where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs, we use the stuff that gets you drunk. Tell me about the damn Golden Child.
The Golden Child. Let me tell you, I've only seen this movie twice. The first time I saw this movie, it was on a football trip. We were riding from our school to Grand Junction, which is a 6-hour bus ride. Why were we playing football against a 6-hour away team? I don't know. Who cares? It was a beautiful bus ride through the mountains, over the divide, and our coach, younger black man, he decided we're going to watch Golden Child. And that moment for him, it was reminding me of, have you seen that viral video where the dad makes his son play GoldenEye, and he's like, "Oh, it's your ass, boy! It's your ass,
the
boy!"
kid's crying. Yeah.
So that's what it was. He's like, "You gotta watch Golden Child. You don't know nothing about this." And we didn't know nothing about this. And second time around, it was even better. This is a fun movie. And isn't it just mind-blowing how unmatched Eddie Murphy's charisma was?
Yeah.
He's just... Nobody has ever come close. He's so charismatic. Everyone has tried. Kevin Hart sure has tried. But no, not even close. Anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was stupid. Yeah, that water did drop instantly. I saw that too. I was like, what? I was like, okay, whatever.
That's right there with Tango and Cat, right? Where it's like she just pops up out of the back of the car. Oh, boobs.
Yeah. I love how you guys mentioned the bad guy and trying to find out what he was in when we forgot that he was one of the greatest villains ever, Tywin Lannister. But okay, whatever. Morons. The claymation demon was funny, but also cool and like, you know, I was like, oh, okay.
Popping up around him. They're just clearly putting it in post-production.
Yeah. Like they put no effort into that. I mean, they must have put effort into it, but like, it was not a good model. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just all around fun. I think anybody will like it. What I did note, though, I don't know if you guys have seen the anime, the Street Fighter cartoon from the old days, the movie.
No.
Okay, well, it was like it came out like around the same time as the Street Fighter
Jordan said
movie.
yes.
No, it's okay. Yes,
Well,
continue.
It's actually pretty good. Go watch it. But it's a little hour and a half movie. At the very end, there's a corn song for no reason. But are you ready? But I bring this up just because there's a scene where Chun-Li has to fight Vega, and she's getting out of the shower, and she's just wearing a shirt, exactly like this Tibetan woman in her little fight scene. And I was like, oh, that's exactly where they got that from, like to the T. It was really interesting. It's always funny to see where the influence came from, right? So like this inspired that cartoon. Yeah, but overall, I say that's a popcorn and two movie just because of how well it holds up and how it's just funny. And I love it, Eddie Murphy on that TV show. Man, shut up. He just snatches the mic with that dude. Yeah, overall, that was a great show. I think they underdid it with the demon and overdid it with the Pepsi can dance. Like, what the hell was that? But anyway, and yeah, John.
Go ahead.
John C. Reilly's cameo was great. Yeah.
Yeah. the demon John C. Reilly looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that is product placement, my friend, at its finest. Pepsi probably paid for that movie.
Big
With
time. Yeah, like the whole movie. All right, but you got to pay for everything. They're like, all right, fine.
that. All right. So, Jordan, you actually
Yeah.
took children to go see Lilo and Stitch this weekend.
I sure
did
did.
not take any children.
Yeah.
I was in the front row, grown man by myself, listening to kids' laughter behind me. More punch, brother.
Yeah. No, yeah, I took some random children. I was like, there's some children. I'm like, hey, you guys want to see Lilo and Stitch? And they're like, yeah, cool. All right.
You won't go to the movies.
No. Definitely children I knew. So,
For a day.
yeah.
Not that well.
Yeah, for about 20 minutes. No. So, yes, we went and saw Lilo and Stitch, and it was very much like the cartoon. They didn't remove much, they didn't add much. So, that being said, the cartoon is just a heartwarming classic. Everybody loves Lilo and Stitch. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, because it's the oddball cartoon, and I think a majority of people do not feel like the in crowd, and this is why this has such mass appeal. I think a majority of people feel like unique or not accepted.
Well, obviously. And it was also just a slight tangent from normal Disney.
I love how you say, well, obviously. Like, there's not a total in crowd that is like, what? People actually feel like that? Dude, they don't feel like they're a part of the group?
Yeah. Well, let's just assume that we're never talking about Chad, right?
Yeah. Great message. Humor for adults, for sure. Like all generations. There's humor in this for everybody. I think the little girl nailed it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Nailed it. Like,
cool.
The animation was good for, and it's crazy to say, like, it's good for today's times, because again, like we've mentioned recently,
Josh,
animation
did you hear our rant? Did you hear Jordan in my rant?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How you and I went on a rant last episode about how it's like getting worse and worse.
Yeah, exactly. It was good for today's times. Like, next to human beings, of course, it doesn't look that great. Stitch looked good. I'll say that.
I thought Stitch was great.
Stitch looked great, but
even the water and the matted fur, like,
yeah,
that was crazy.
The Emperor, like, it's just some of the more like the scientist guy. Yeah, some of that stuff looked a little bit. It was a bit too much.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Did you know he was in this?
No, I had no idea.
Or the guy with the stupid face? Dumb face guy?
Dumb face guy?
John C. Reilly?
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
It's the guy from Companion, Josh. Have you watched Companion yet?
Mm-mm.
It's available on HBO right now for you. If you go to HBO, they actually have Companion playing. It's worth it. It was a good movie.
Okay.
But go ahead, Jordan. Sorry, but yeah, stupid face guy. I'll look up his actual name here.
Yeah. And they were good. Everybody, this was just a solid movie. It wasn't didn't take any risks whatsoever. And I think it worked. It's not getting the best reviews, and it's falling into that like where everybody's just hopping on this bandwagon to like hate on any live action thing that Disney does, as probably as a result of Snow White. And I don't think that's fair. I think this was a well done remake, but more so that it just didn't change anything. So great.
Right. So it begs the question, why?
True.
Well, it was Billy Magnuson, by the way, is the guy with that face. And I'm sorry, Billy, you just got a stupid face, man. That's probably why you played the character you played.
You know
fit
what?
that stupid face, Bill, super well.
Plenty of people's stupid faces write checks, dude. I mean, that's he's probably aware of it.
Josh, just accept it, right? Be typecast. Who cares? Josh, to answer your question, I think a lot of it was Disney was getting a lot of flack from deviating from the script so much over and over. Like, why do you keep deviating? Why do you keep trying to jam these characters from these backgrounds down our throats? Like, we're so sick of this. Just make the original movie. So they literally did. In Jordan, it was very close to shot for shot. Like, it was so close to being exactly as the original. But, I mean, they modernize it here and there, but not a ton. Even Elvis is still a major role in this. You still get your Hawaiian water slide song, which is dope. Like, there were some good pieces to this that were improvised, like the Hawaiian guy and his ice cream. Like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sure, but, like, I mean, I'm going to ask the same question when How to Train Your Dragon comes on. Like, the original is still really good. Why are we doing the same movie?
I think we just want to see what it looks like. I think people want to push themselves.
They just want more money. It's just more money, bud.
I mean, duh. What have you and I said over and over again? Follow the money, duh. Of course it's about money, duh. But, like, if you want to continue to analyze it deeper, I do think there are directors like a Jon Favreau that want to push themselves to see, hey, I can be the one that does it the best. I can be the one that's film is amazing.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but it's not like, oh, we already have a Robin Hood movie. No, we can remake Robin Hood all you want, but, like, this is a movie that's not that old, and it still holds up in every possible way. It holds up to all scrutiny. Yeah. Just re-release it. Make a quick check. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Josh, my theater was packed with kids. Like, literally, yours was too?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm on the phone looking at all the seats, Josh. It was sold out till 9:40 at night. That's why I was in the front row.
Well,
like, and they were wearing Stitch costumes. Like, these kids had Stitch costumes on and everything. Like, it was a trip. It tripped me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, kids like repetition. So
movie theaters sold my movie theater. I think most do these days sell like merch or like these limited popcorn buckets. Like, every kid had one, had to have one. It's a thing.
Was it Stitch with his mouth open? What was it?
No.
It should have been that. That would have been funny.
I think that was the drink, though.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that. So, gosh, where was I? Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's where I was. This movie, I remember the cartoon originally when it came out. It, like, spawned a generation of a subsect of weird children. That, like Frye did, the Stitch voice, like, that's the way they talk. Like, you have horse girls, and then you had Stitch kids that,
it's fun.
Yeah. That's how they talked, like, all the time. I distinctly remember that.
Yep.
But yeah, this movie is, I think it's an unsung, maybe a forgotten staple of our culture, of, American Hawaiian culture and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It really endears you with the Hawaiian culture and spirit for sure, which is good for kids because there's nothing else like that.
Moana.
That's classic. That's classic. That's not modern day. This goes into how expensive it is to live in Hawaii too. Like, that was an interesting touch. Like, how is this young lady going to make it with how expensive it is to live in this state? So I thought that was a good touch.
And a good touch was something that they did add was Cobra Bubbles. I'm here to protect the American people. She's like, we are Americans. It's like, ooh, nice. Yeah, that was an ad. I give this, because it didn't add anything really besides that cool line. It didn't add much, but it just stuck to its original. I'm gonna give it a popcorn and 2.
Okay.
Poppy 2.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a popcorn and 1 because here's the thing: where was my punch bug? Where was that?
Where was the last time you
Punch
saw
bug.
one?
Where was that?
When was the
Why
last
did
time you
take
saw one?
Out of the who cares? Who
I
cares?
do.
Remind children about what bugs used to be, and they
Okay,
still
let's
have
tell-
those. No, there's a
let's tell
hybrid
them
bug
about- Let's tell the kids about VCRs while we're at it.
now. I wish we had a record player in this job. There was a record player in it though, for real.
Well, those are back. I got one in my house.
There you go. Yeah, they're on their way back, vinyl. So, look, as far as the story goes, it's a shot-for-shot remake, as I already said. The animation is absolutely phenomenal, in my opinion. I thought it was really good, even on the scientist. He looked kind of dry-skinned, and that's kind of a hard look to pull off with a computer character. Like, he didn't look like slimy or digital. He looked like he had like a dry, rough skin, and I was like, that's pretty cool, actually. This is a touching story, but my issue with it is I think it's not enough Stitch. I don't think we got enough Stitch in this. I wanted more Stitch. I felt like there was a heavy focus on the family this time around, but not as much focus on her and Stitch. There was just a few, bits and pieces, and I would say Stitch's total film time in this hour and 40 minute was probably 25 to 30 minutes, somewhere around there. So I wanted more Stitch. Outside of that, I really could have used more jokes as far as where we're at and what aliens would impact. They didn't really touch on that too much about the alien aspect of this film. They just kind of all accepted that there's aliens running around. Like there was no more
Everybody's cool
stuff
with it.
behind it. It was just like, this is totally normal. There's aliens. Like, whatever. It's Hawaii. We see some weird shit. Like, that's kind of what it was. Even at the end, they're like, yeah, this alien could just chill with us. Like, you know nothing about that alien. What if he gains a taste for human flesh? Anyway, there wasn't that going on. It is what Jordan said. There's going to be a sect of our population that's going to buy into this because right now it almost seems, even though they are not, like they're underrepresented because not enough people are speaking out for the weird ones, for the people that exist and are afraid to get by. And I think Stitch gives you permission to be weird. And Stitch shows you that you can be a part of a family, no matter how out of the ordinary you are. And LILO shows you, hey, it's okay to be rough around the edges. Be different. Don't be like everyone else because those people are boring and they grow up to be... Never mind. I'm going to go too far. Anyway, a popcorn and 1 with this. Josh, are you going to go see it?
Yeah, when it's on Disney Channel, sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be good because the original was so good. So why not? And I'm gonna watch How to Train Your Dragon, even though it's gonna be the same freaking movie.
I've never watched How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, dude,
so I'm
go watch
excited
it
for the remake.
It's a good movie. It is.
You can't watch the remake first.
No, I've seen. I think the first 2. Josh, you are a fan of animation. I actually think you've drawn Stitch before. I think I've seen you draw Stitch before.
I'm sure I have, yeah.
So here's the thing. You like to pick out weird movies.
Yeah!
This one wasn't so weird. This one was actually very interesting. In fact, I compared it to a movie from when we were kids. So, Josh, why did you pick this, and why is it one of Michael B. Jordan's favorite films?
Well, this movie was released in America in select theaters in 97.
What's the name?
It's called Princess Mononoke.
Mononoke! Samsonite. I was way off.
Studio Ghibli is the engine behind this, and this was the biggest movie in Japan until Titanic came out. Just so you know. Anyway, it was released in America. The rights to the American release were bought by Disney. The rumor is so that Disney wouldn't be overshadowed by Studio Ghibli's amazing hand-drawn animation, because they were moving away from that slowly. They wanted to have control of it and limit it, and that's exactly what they did. Almost no one's heard of Princess Mononoke. Now they have, because Studio Ghibli's everywhere on the Disney Channel. But back then it was limited release. And here's my little anecdote. I was out of town with my brother and family. My brother heard on the internet, back when the internet was like the Wild West and there wasn't like Reddit and stuff. He somehow heard that this movie was coming out, and he's, oh, it's in the theater that it's in town. Can we go see it, please? And I'm like, okay, let's go see it. So this is like 1 year after Dragon Ball was released in America. Anime is not prevalent. Anime is not everywhere like it is now. So
I was going to say, I think you reversed that.
Yeah.
It's all you see now. It's on every ethnic kid's
everywhere.
T-shirt.
It has like multiple apps. Every kid has it, which, by the way, I had anime shirts and I didn't wear them in high school so I wouldn't get beat up. And now kids are doing it so they do not get beat up. Oh. Anyway.
Dude, it's gym attire now. You see big old dudes wearing anime like Goku shirts and Piccolo shirts all the way to the gym.
It's incredible how things have flip-flopped, and I want my refund back for trying to fit in. Anyway, so let's get back to the story at hand. Princess Mononoke. I go see this movie in '97. I'm a little kid, and I am kind of aware of what it is. It's an anime, so I like have an idea of what's going on, but I don't know what the movie's about. I just heard that it's this great studio. My brother heard about it. The movie theater's packed. All these moms and dads and little kids going to see Princess Mononoke. Sounds like a fun movie. The movies that we're used to watching is Aladdin and Lion King and stuff. And then the scene where it was in Washington. The scene where the guy's head flies off with the arrow was when the entire theater left.
Really?
Really?
Because all these parents thought they were going to see a Disney princess movie, and now people's heads are flying off.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my story. It was fun. I'm glad I saw it. This is a beautiful movie. It's about environmentalism. You compared it to Ferngully, not to steal your thunder. So yeah, I guess that's kind of valid. But Ferngully is not a timeless classic. It doesn't quite hold up all the way. But anyway, that's okay.
I disagree, sir. But that's okay. It's getting remade as we speak.
Okay, so it's not timeless then, because they had to remake it. Anyway,
they had to re-release this, so
yeah, they keep re-releasing it because it's perfect. Anyway, they show it in theaters once a year. All right, this movie is almost entirely hand-drawn. It is beautiful, shot for shot, so pretty. The music is nice and enthralling. The characters are complex, if not totally fleshed out. What I like a lot about this movie is you kind of end it thinking, like, what was this about? Because the villain isn't really quite a villain. The good guys, the bad guys, they don't really exist. It's just like things are happening. The supreme god isn't really good or bad. The environmental spirit gods aren't good or bad. The humans that are greedy aren't necessarily evil. Like it's about the complexity of man versus nature with nature, and all of that together, I think, just makes it a interesting watch, paired with the fact that it's kind of beautiful. And I don't know if you guys watched the dubbed. I hope you did. Did you catch Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes, as the work face guy.
Yeah. Like right away, right? Like, oh, Billy Bob.
Literally. I was like, Billy Bob Thornton's in this. As a disgusting character, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. I just thought it was beautiful. It's a very momentous movie. It truly is a classic for me. I give it a popcorn in 3. But it does admittedly barely fit into that 3, but it does fit into that 3. It's an iconic legend of a movie. That's why Michael B. Jordan wanted to go see it. It's a legend of a movie.
Didn't he? What was the story I sent you that he made the movie theater? Like he paid for a whole theater to put it back in the theater so we could go watch it?
Yeah. So like I said, a lot of theaters, Cinemark notably, they do a Studio Ghibli summer. So summertime's a lot of Cinemark theaters release once a week a new Studio Ghibli movie back into theaters. That's where you saw Spirited Away, all these other movies, the Grave of the Fireflies. We saw that as a classic earlier, remember? And
it was depressing. Thanks.
Yeah, depressing. And so they do this like once a week. They do a new movie, and Michael B. Jordan happened to miss this one because he's a busy man making great movies, and I think he lamented on Twitter that he missed it, and he's really butthurt about it. And so I think Cinemark just like say, hey, you make great movies. You want to see a movie? So they just let them have it, which is great because, you know, it opens up a new audience to a beautiful film. Yeah. If this is not your thing, I do get it. You can't deny, like, it is a foreign film, but it is beautiful. I say if you call it less than a popcorn and one, I'm quitting the show.
So, speaking of less than popcorn and one, Jordan, when Josh said maybe you didn't get it, a lot of people didn't get the meaning of this movie, you said, yeah, right away, like without hesitation. So what did you think of Princess Mononoke?
Yeah, Princess Mononucleosis.
Princess Pokemani.
Princess Mononucleosis. When Josh said things are happening, he nailed it. Things are happening.
Things are happening.
There are things happening in this movie all over the place. It's very hard to follow. The storyline here, moments of dialogue are cool. Like, they're good. They're cool. They're deep and all that. And they're like, yeah, all right, I like that. But one sequence does not connect to the next very much, very well. As to me, as far as like dialogue, like I'm just like, okay, we are now entering like a whole new character motivation. Like everybody's kind of just got their own thing going on. Yeah. And then they vary.
Prince just wants to save everybody. Is what Prince is like, I will save everyone.
Yeah, they very loosely tie them together. But yeah, the main character, shit talker or shit taker, something like
shit
that.
Talker.
Yeah, shit talker, shit taker, something like that.
Fucking shit will take him shit.
Yeah, he's just Captain Save-A-Ho, basically what he is. Am I allowed to say that? I don't think so, but I said it.
I mean, it happened.
Yeah, he's cool. Cool. Like you said, the beauty of this movie is where it's at. The animation and how they do cool stuff with that Japanese animation that you're not expecting. Like, it's one thing, and then the hand, the arm, whenever the arm would do that nasty warbling thing, I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I've never seen something like that in like animation style. It just looked really cool. Unlike
they have
any
a
other
lot
thing.
of little great details. My favorite detail is so minor. In the beginning of the movie, when the big monster noodle man is coming for the deer, and he shoots an arrow at the board to scare it off. Like, that's such a cool little minor detail. You know what I mean? The details are so incredible in this.
Yeah, definitely. Cool animated gore.
Are stupid.
Cool animated gore stuff. I wasn't expecting that either. And I was like, oh, awesome. So this has, something for...
Did you make a noise when you saw it for the first time? Because I'd never seen this before. When the first, body exploded.
I was like, oh!
That's what I did this, and Ann's like, what? I was like...
I love it. His head flies off, and the guy just turns right around. You remember that?
Stacked voice cast. Again, you got Billy Bob. You have fiction reflecting reality with Jada Pinkett playing a character who just humiliates her husband constantly. Yes, you're welcome.
It aged like wine.
Yes. It's a very fantastical movie. It's a lot of fantastical movie. Just a lot of wonder and etherealness happening, Yeah. So I give this a popcorn and one because I'm not allowed to give it a popcorn. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely gave it a popcorn. For sure. It's got that.
You mean a popcorn and what?
Popcorn and one. Sorry. Popcorn and one. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, though, also, part of why it's so weird and cryptic is there's a huge amount of Japanese mythology and lore that none of us know anything about.
Yeah.
So, whole head, the whole wolf head flying through the grass and biting the guy's arm off, what the hell was that?
It was the evil lady's arm.
Yeah, but that whole thing is What? Just a
I
lot of.
actually, it's funny that you said that. I actually rewound that because I was like, when did the wolf lose its head? I had to rewind it. I was like, was that just a head?
This was my reaction was, oh.
Oh man, so Josh has a thing for Slither, hey? Right when I started this movie, like the opening scene, I was like, "What's Josh with these alien worms everywhere?"
Yeah.
It's like boar is engulfed by alien worms. That was my first thing. But yeah, no, and I did say, damn, she's ready to risk it all right in front of her man for this prince. And then like she's like, hey, I'm gonna hit on this guy right in front of my husband. Just blatantly hitting on this guy. Like, what's up? I bet you could teach a girl a thing or two. And her husband's just lying there, half an arm, like hanging off to the side. Yeah, she's like, he's useless to me now. He can't even push a plow. Let me see what this guy's got in his pants. It was wild. But anyway, we got to the scene where he's healing, the prince is healing, and he's eating, and all the women are outside. And I figured out why at the end, right? They're women of what would be considered low morals back then, right? Because they were all prostitutes purchased to no longer have to be prostitutes. But if you listen closely, there's essentially, she goes, oh, stop it, he's just a boy. And the girl goes, I'm okay with that. What's happening?
Yeah.
It was so aggressive with them, like all over that guy. Anyway, I think there's a scene too where someone yells out, "Someone smells like donkey piss."
Just in the background a little bit. Yeah.
It was. If you listen, there's like random things like that throughout the movie that they just do. Like when he's afraid of the forest spirits, and he's just talking shit about this little like imp that's like just dancing through the forest.
Yeah.
And it's just like literally, this is what it's in. It was just weird, right? The spirit of the forest has a face that is the thing of nightmares. Just imagine that thing staring at you.
Like Michael Jackson in clown makeup.
I was like, what is this? It's just like staring. And then the art is so good. Like the artist did such a great job that it literally stares into your soul for like a solid 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this movie, the story was good. It's very fern-going. I don't know that it's man versus nature as much as it's about man destroys nature everywhere they go in search of profit. Like, we're willing to destroy what it takes to live to make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
And you saw that in, the woman's pursuit of the iron ore that's within the mountain. I wasn't kidding when I said we found out that boars are stupid in this film, because we did find out, like, the boars really just screw everything up. They run right into an ambush that everyone tells them, hey, this is an obvious ambush. And they're like, we don't care for boars. Like, it was...
You recognize that voice, too? I forgot his name.
Which one?
The main boar.
Oh no,
brother,
the old one.
That guy. He's the black guy. The black guy who's the pimp from Requiem for a Dream. He's in a million movies.
Yeah,
he's probably his face.
The Arbiter in Halo. That guy. Anyway,
he's like a voice actor in everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway,
one last thing is this movie was Disney or whatever. Weinstein, the rapist, was in charge back at the day, and he wanted this movie to have some cuts for theatrical release. And Miyazaki, the creator, mailed him a katana, and on the katana it said no cuts. So the movie was released as is. So that was nice.
Popcorn and 1.5. It was a lot of fun. It was silly at parts, but the art is beautiful. It's undeniable, and just some of the background stuff. Like I said, I rewound a couple scenes because I was like, "What? Something just happened that I am not comprehending," and I have to rewatch the last 2 minutes to see what led up to this. Billy Bob Thornton's character, totally deplorable, totally disgusting, willing to do anything to make a buck, justifies all actions. Literally, a president that someone's seen at some point in time, but. We've got to get to what we were watching this week. Jordan, feel free to insert commentary anywhere here because you're busy catching us up on all of these television shows that we haven't watched yet. Josh finished up a couple television shows. I watched a ton of movies in the theater this week. So, Josh, let's start with you because I think you can get some dialogue with Jordan on your first review.
My first review, I'm assuming you're talking about Yellowjackets season 1.
Woo!
I just finished it on the Netflix, and I'm behind in the game now. They're on. You said season 3, and they're underway with
Yes.
4. Okay,
Yes.
so I just finished season 1. I was sad to see that it's not the other seasons aren't on Netflix. I got to get Paramount. Not gonna happen. But this was a pretty damn good show. It had twisty turnies. A lot of twisty turnies that maybe weren't necessary, but they're building a lot, dude. There's a lot of building going on. You tell people what's the movie about or the show about, you say it's Lord of the Flies, but with girls. But that's just the very basics. There's so much more going on, dude. I mean, first of all, there's the back and forth. There's the present day and back then. But then there's more on top of that, on top of that, on top of that. And it's really cool how they explore kind of, sort of. Every character gets their own episode, sort of, but not really like other shows. Christina Ricci, great, crazy person. And the music is fun and great. Very believable childish actors.
Yeah.
I say this is a
casting.
popcorn and 2. This is a really great show. Everyone's motivations were believable and blah, 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 based on what we know so far. I think it was kind of strange that one character that died was very anticlimactic, and I think there's more to it somehow, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Popcorn and 2. The Yellowjackets 1, season 1 was great.
Okay,
Yeah.
like, do you guys feel like the comparison to Lord of the Flies is fair?
No. I mean,
Yeah and no.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah and no.
like I said, like the general premise, sure, but like
Yeah.
that's just a very small piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Because Lord of the Flies is a very short book about a few days on an island. This is
Okay.
about a long period of time. We're talking about decades.
Fair.
All right, well, I haven't seen it yet, but everyone's like, you got to get to this, you got to get to this for a very long time. It's just not made it up the list yet, but perhaps right now during this move, I'll buckle down and
You'll
plow
enjoy
through a couple episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably worth it from what everybody's reviewed it. What'd you give it, Josh, just now? You gave it a popcorn and 2?
I say Pop 2.
Pop 2 for season 1. Jordan, what did you review it at?
3.
Probably a pop 3, yeah.
Pop 3, okay.
Season 1,
So
yeah.
I went and saw who's become a constant on our show, Wes Anderson. I went and saw his new film, The Phoenician Scheme, which
I'm
came
jealous.
out about a week, 2 weeks early. And let me just read you the cast, and then I'm gonna do my best to not spoil it while saying who the main cast members are. Fair? So it was Mia, I can't pronounce her name, Thrapelton. I think it's
Okay.
Thrapelton. She was one of the mains, by the way. And then we get Benicio del Toro, Scarlett Johansson, Bill Murray, Tom Hanks, Michael Cera, Benedict Cumberbatch, William Dafoe, Bryan Cranston, Riz Ahmed, Rupert Friend, Jeffrey Wright, Hope Davis. Like, it was just boom, 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 boom. I'm going to hit you over the head with star after star after star after star. And they were able to do this because they really focused the story around 3 main stars. Michael Cera, Benicio del Toro, and Mia. Those were like the 3 main stars in every single shot. And Wes Anderson gets very ambitious here. He's going to try to show you or dumb down, basically go stock market for dummies. This is what can happen to people that overinvest themselves with lots of partners should the stock market take a turn. And here's how the government can make sure the stock market takes a turn. That's what this movie is. I'm going to have to watch it again, just like Josh had to watch Asteroid City again, because it's a lot of moving parts. Dialogue is absolutely phenomenal, as always. Like, Wes Anderson can write some dialogue, and
Yeah.
it was funny. It has scenes that are like, oh, that was really good. That was really well acted. But how could it not be with the cast I just named? You're gonna get amazing scenes, and if you've ever wanted to see Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston go 2-on-2 against Riz Ahmed and Benicio del Toro in basketball, you will see it in the weirdest game of horse/basketball you have ever seen on film. I don't know that Wes Anderson knows how to play basketball, or actors don't know how to play basketball, or he did it on purpose, because it was weird. It was
He's the
it was
most,
funny
he's the
because-
most European American there is.
I'm going to tell you this. Benicio del Toro, he goes, yeah, I believe we can win. I believe in us. Have you ever played basketball? I have not. And he throws the basketball and it hits the top of the tray. Like there were a lot of scenes like that just make you laugh. Like he's using his bidet as an ice bath for his wine in one scene, and it's just like, is that his bidet and his wine's just chilling in there? I've never murdered anyone's mother. It's a funny scene, and then it's, I've never knowingly contributed to the murder of anyone's mother. It's not random because it's so well thought out as far as the dialogue is concerned, but it is like the way it is phrased will make you laugh, and the way it is acted out will make you smile. This is the movie where everyone is offered a hand grenade. It's a movie that you're going to be interested in and confused by. It's a quick ride, so you have to pay attention. But if you do not, you will have lost the entire plot, and it just moves on to the next thing. It is broken down into chapters, not chapters that are necessarily tied together through more threads than one. So it's really just one thread that you're paying attention to, and then it becomes a whodunit. And that's where you kind of are thrown off. Wes Anderson, the set design is great. The shtick is great. I'm going to give this a popcorn 1 because I think it's time for you to expand. Like, I know this has worked for 20, 30 years. I know it. But now, with so many people viewing your work and being so into your work, let's show how great you can actually be without hitting the same notes over and over again. They're working. I gave it a popcorn 1. But, like, I know he's so super hyper talented, and I want to see that again. I want to see the Royal Tannenbaums again. I want to see
Tannenbaums.
Hotel.
Budapest Hotel, yeah.
Grand Budapest Hotel. I want to see the French Dispatch again. Like, I want to see these great movies again. So give us that again. He's fantastic. We're going to give the Phoenician Scheme a popcorn and 1, but it is worth the watch if you are into Wes Anderson's set design and dialogue.
Yeah, I'm with that. I mean, yeah, maybe, we all get your thing, but maybe use more than the same tight camera shot.
Yeah.
Maybe do something else.
Like, the witty shtick is great, but let's see what you can do, man. Like, dig in, Wes. Like, stop being so bored. It feels like you're bored at this point, and clearly everyone wants to work with you. Like, everyone. Josh, what was next?
Slightly bored, not bored, but slightly bored. The Sarah Silverman new special on Netflix is called Postmortem. And you know what? I might be the wrong person to review this because during COVID, I came to fall in love with her podcast. And it's been a little while since I listened to it, but I was pretty active listening to it once a week for 3 years. So I love it. It's very pleasant, and she's just a ray of sunshine. I love Sarah Silverman. But this special was a lot of regurgitation from her podcast. Like, stuff she talks about on the show almost weekly is in her special. So, like, if you're a huge fan of Sarah Silverman, you already have heard all this. If not, you'll like it. I mean, I liked it anyway. It was nice to hear it because it was cleaned up versions of stories she's already told. But a lot of it focuses around the death of her parents, or her father and stepmother died within the same 9-month period recently. So she talks about that a lot, and it's not so much sad; it's more reflection of life in a beautiful way, and that's nice. But yeah, it's not cutting edge. It's not the Sarah Silverman character that we're used to seeing in the late 90s. Or the early 2000s, where she's playing this character of a naive, super dirty person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's more just being herself, which is just fine. I mean, she's great. But yeah, like I said,
Jordan. Can I be a Jordan for 30 seconds, Josh?
Please.
I just need to be a Jordan. She's still so gorgeous. Like, when I saw her play, I was like, God, she's still so pretty. Like, when I first saw the clip, you know how they do the trailer on Netflix? And Anna, my wife, said the same thing. She's like, wow, she's really pretty. I was like, literally, that's the trick. Is like, look exactly the same for like 40 years of your life. And by the time you hit like late 50s, 60s, everybody's like, damn, you're so beautiful.
Yeah, she looks great. Good for her. Like, truly. She's beautiful and funny. Anyway, yeah, it was very pleasant. I say it's a popcorn. It's a popcorn. Stand-up's not really doing it well. I think a lot of big names are kind of phoning it in because why not? Netflix is writing checks. Yeah. But, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Wait, what? Netflix is writing checks? Perhaps one of them was for Prom Queen by Fear Stream. Here's the thing, though. It's a popcorn. You're going to have fun. This movie, you will have fun. It is the gratuitous 80s Terry Cujo style of like Hellraiser, like axe through the forehead, just random arms spurting blood on everyone. Like it is that like corny storyline, teenagers doing teenage shit that leads to murder. It is a lot of fun. But it's not a good movie. It's absolutely a terrible movie. In fact, some parts make you go, ugh. Like, there's a group of teenagers, and they go out on stage, and they start dancing in, like, American bikinis to She's Got the Look, all right?
American bikinis?
Yeah, in, like, they're not bikinis, sorry, they're one pieces.
The flag. Like
American flag one pieces.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And the principal goes, wowzers. Like, I'm like, dude, no. Like, these are children. Like... But I think they wanted to portray him as such, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue that makes you go, this is some 90s ass dialogue in this movie. So if you've been craving some of that like 70s, 80s, 90s ass dialogue, Fear Street Prom Queen will give that to you. Like, I'm not having sex with you in here again, and she does not say sex, ladies and gentlemen, but it is a lot of those jokes. The deaths are so 80s, over the top, classic, just, I backed into an electric board. Like stuff like that. And if you miss it, you will enjoy this. But again, like Josh just said, if Netflix is going to continue to just throw loads and loads of money at people, they're going to take it. And why not spend an hour and a half watching a film that reminds you of how much simpler high school was in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
Sure.
The first film, this has a following. The first, I really enjoyed it. They were bad, but I really enjoyed the first Fear Street series. They were fun. So yeah, I mean, why not? Throw more money at them.
There's a avenue for bad horror, and I think we all know that. Like, don't be stupid. Like, bad horror is great sometimes.
Yeah, it'll take you far, kids.
Yeah.
What's next for you, Josh?
Well, we're on the same vein of Netflix writing checks and things being awful, but not in a good way here. Tom Segura, buddy. Bad Thoughts. It's called Bad Thoughts. It's bad cinema right there.
God. What is it?
Boy, oh boy.
So bad, Josh.
Was trash, dude. And
Yeah.
at first I was like, it's not bad. This isn't bad. I get what he's doing. I understand it. But then I watched another episode and I'm like, okay. And then I watched another episode and I'm like, this is really hard to watch. I mean, I muscled through it. But dude, this is the kid in high school who wears like the baggy jeans with all the like buckles and shit hanging off of it, talking about dead baby jokes all the time because he's edgy and funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could you imagine if you had to shit through another guy's legs?
Yeah.
Like it was so dumb.
What if I just cut the teacher's head off? Like, dude, this is a really, really stupid thing. And every time it's sketch comedy, right? So every sketch is, okay, I get what you were trying to do there. Oh, there's a twist. I get the twist you're trying to do there.
Yeah.
Doesn't land, dude. And it's not even so much that it's gross out humor. There is plenty of that. But that's not exactly what's off-putting. It's just that it's not that funny.
Yeah. It's just stupid concepts. The concept. Like, put me in a concept that's funny. You keep putting me in concepts that are not funny. These are stupid.
Like, yeah, I get the joke. It's not that I don't get it. It's just like, it's not landing, dude. The only thing that made me laugh out loud, there's a scene, it's not even part of the sketch. He's just in France, and they're setting up that he's in France, and he's at this cafe, and all the French people keep telling him he's fat, and then he's talking to this one guy, they're having a cigarette and talking about life or whatever, and then the guy mentions that he's fat, and he's like, you know I lost 300 pounds, right? And the guy, like, spits out his coffee, like, how could you... You know what I mean? That whole thing was funny. Because, I've gone through that too. I've lost weight, but I'm still fat, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't even the setup. That wasn't even part of the sketch. That was just a throwaway joke, and that was the funniest part of the show. Popcorn, don't bother, dude. It's garbage.
Yeah. Do not watch this. I agree with Josh completely. I also watched Bad Thoughts. It's just the lowest. It's below the lowest common denominator humor. It is not funny at all. Josh, the one that actually made me chuckle a little bit was not knowing what to say in a situation where you've buried yourself already when he's on the airplane. Before they actually get to the main sketch, It's
Yeah.
that made me chuckle a little bit because I was like, man, yeah, like there are times like that where you're like, damn, how have I buried myself so deep? I'm not a bad person.
Yeah.
So that one got me a little bit there.
I mean, Tom
I
Segura's a funny guy. It's just that
Yeah.
you spent a lot of money on this show and it just didn't hit, dude. I'm sorry.
You want to go again, Josh?
Okay, I'll go again, baby. I watched one that you watched, also on Netflix, I believe, 4 seasons. I've been waiting for this for a little while because I heard it was coming. Tina Fey, Steve Carell, a lot of other great names, Forte. Man, this was great. It's not a knee slapper, but the dialogue is clever and funny and quick and heartwarming and heartfelt, and the whole thing is just very genuine. It's authentic situations and stuff. Very cool. Very cool. It deals with relationships in just about every form you can think of regarding being an older human. I don't know. Friends, divorces, new loves,
Aging.
younger loves, aging in general. It's about aging. A big part of it's about aging. And your kids, all these kind of things. Trying to stay connected, all this. Death, life, blah, blah, blah. I liked every moment of it, even though there were parts that were kind of like I want to say cringe a little bit, but you know, intentional. Everyone, there's no good guy, there's no main villain. Everyone gets an arc in their own way. Everyone is fleshed out. Turns out that they're all a little bit human. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. They all have things they're dealing with, and things come to fruition. There's a lot of callback. Like, I love it at the beginning. He complains about his wife just playing Farmville all day. At the end, he's playing Farmville.
I glance at it, and she's just so high on that leaderboard.
Yeah. There's so many just like very real parts of this show that I think they really spent their time writing this out, and it was very well acted. There's going to be another season. Does there need to be? Not at all, but there is, and I can't wait for it. This is a popcorn and 2 show.
Man, I love Coleman Domingo's performance in this show. He was my favorite in the show. Like, every time he was on screen, he was so commanding. He delivered his lines so well. His character was so deep. It's not just, oh, I'm a gay man married to a gay Italian guy. Like, his character had so much depth to it when he's talking about where he's coming from, why he doesn't want to smoke, how he feels about aging, how he feels about his friends. I love that couple has a second friend group that's more fun. They call it their fun friend group. Like, right to their face. Yeah. Like you said, there's callbacks. By the 7th episode, we know it's your fun friend group.
If we could get personal, though, I'd say that you are him more like any other character. You know what I mean? Like, I get why you identify with that character, because there's a lot of aspects of him that I can see in you. You know what I mean?
I'm an asshole. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding.
not an asshole.
Yeah.
But you know, like we all have insecurities, and I think yours are his in some small ways. And
the aging part, like, don't tell me. Yeah, of course. I deal with that every day, like, currently. The way he's like, I'm going to have a cigarette. If I'm going to die on my terms.
Yeah. And your wife is not his spouse, but
no,
they're both very strong personalities.
Yeah. His spouse is significantly more loving. Like, not in a negative way, but like, that was very real. I love the segue. If you watch it, we're not going to spoil it, but the segue part where he's sitting on the bench with a member of their group, and she asked him if he'd like to go to the Segway tour, and his reaction to it was so cute. Like,
so cute. He's cute as pie, dude. Yeah.
All right, so I did Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I went to the theater and I watched some Tom Cruise. And I'm not going to say it's the best Mission Impossible film, and that's simply because it takes about 45 minutes to really get going, to really, like, bite the audience and go, pay attention to me, right? because it's a lot of explanation still. And I'm thinking in my head, we had Dead Reckoning, and that was almost 3 hours. You can't spend the next 45 minutes to 50 minutes with more explanation in what's supposed to be the end of this. But when they get going, they take off, and they take off with a vengeance. You get a lot of Tom Cruise, like, I'm going to get this done. And he runs through forests, and he hops on motorbikes, and he drives trucks, and he fist fights, and he face-offs. Everything. Like, all of it happens in this, and then there's an amazing plane scene, which you've all been seeing clips of, and
that's where he's like having sex with a clone of himself on a plane, right?
You would like that a little too much. But Tom Cruise, like, honestly, he by all accounts, outside of the Scientology stuff, he takes care of the crew. He looks after everybody that's on set. He literally has a thing before the movie that says, hey, we made this film for you guys in the theater. Like, he has like a 30-second where he's like, we're so grateful to all of you that actually still come to the movie theater to see movies like this. This is what we designed this film to be. Everyone on the cast and crew worked so hard to make sure every aspect of this is just right for the big screen. Thank you so much. Enjoy the film. And then you get into it. And
fuck that guy.
It is very inside itself, though, Jordan, when it starts. It is Mission Impossible 1, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3, Mission Impossible, like, it is inside it. It's like, hey, we're tying all this shit up. Like, it's tying it goes all the way back to Mission Impossible 1 with the cameos, with the storylines that play into the Final Reckoning. So every single detail. What's that?
Ving Rhames is in it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
every single detail. Emilio Estevez comes back from the dead as a zombie. But every single detail was really well thought out. It wasn't clumsily tied together. I was like, okay, I can see that. Okay, that's a good aspect of this. Okay, that's where America could say he's the villain in all of this. This is why he's always being disavowed by his government. The film, though it takes a long time to take off, I think will pay homage enough to where every person that enjoys the Mission Impossible series will enjoy this movie. You really get some amazing feats on screen, and like I was getting to there with that plane scene, it's not like the dirt bike scene that we all were like ramping up for in the first one, and then it's just like, oh, it's over. This plane scene goes on for like 30 minutes, and it's worth it. It is a really good airplane scene with two biplanes. So they do some really cool stuff with it, and I think, like, and the way it ends is actually hilarious. To me, I laughed out loud. I think a lot of people were like, oh, but I was like, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. We're going to give it a popcorn and 1.5, simply because it was not the best Mission Impossible film, but it was very good, and it was a suitable ending for the Mission Impossible series.
I'm probably going to go see it tonight. Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy it. Like, I do. And especially if you've invested time in the other 7 Mission Impossibles, it's worth it because it really does bring everything together. And the first 45 minutes does take some time to do some of that, too. I think you get some of that for like 20 minutes.
I viscerally disliked the last one. So I'm like, oh, God. But yes, like, just for the finality, the need for finality. In me is like, God, I guess I have to see this, but I don't think I can get myself to go see it in theater. I'll just wait till it comes out on stream or something.
I mean, sometimes you miss it, sometimes you don't. But I mean, I felt the same way about 3 because I went and saw 2, and like 2 was good, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
2 was
I almost left.
3
I almost left in the last one.
3's one of the best with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he's fighting him with his damn elbows.
Yeah, 3 is the best. Like, Philip Seymour Hoffman is such a good villain.
Yeah. All right, Josh, wrap us up, sir.
What do we got? The studio on Apple Television. It is.
Really quick, before you get into it, I know I'm just going to shut up and let you go. I just want to talk about the one-shot episode really quick.
Yeah.
That episode was one of the you felt like the whole episode.
Dude, such an anxiety attack, dude. I watched that one with my mom. She had to leave the room. It was too anxiety-inducing.
Yeah, and the dialogue in that episode is so perfect. Even the background actors, like their dialogue talking about him, well, he's like, it was perfect. Like that episode,
the way they reacted to him in all scenes, yeah.
If they don't win an Emmy for that episode, the Emmys are a travesty. It was so good. And the fact that your mom had to get up and walk away, like, I felt that. Like,
Yeah.
I had to look away so many times. I was like, oh, my God, just go. Literally, I was like, just go.
Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. And the way they ended that scene with the car is like, oh, mwah! Oh my gosh. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen this movie, it's called The Studio. It's led by Seth Rogen and a huge cast of people. You know, almost everyone, and a cameo in every episode. Ron Howard's one of them. Beautiful episode. Like hilariously great episode. Ice Cube, incredible. So many great cameos. They all had a great little punch. Almost every episode is an homage to a type of movie. So there's a oneer. That's called the oneer. The entire episode is one shot, and they talk about doing one shots in the episode. So the episode is about doing a one shot, and they're doing a one shot. So like it's within a.
Meta.
They have one where it's like a pulpy noir type movie, and they make a mystery inside that episode. So it's really cool with that. Zac Efron. Oof. Then there's a little nod to the Emmys. There's a nod to like Hollywood just jerking itself off in general.
No. And I guess we're all gonna think what Silverstein. I can't remember his first name, but he's pissed because everyone's saying
Yeah.
That I was laughing so hard with him standing on the table.
Yeah. Man, delicious dialogue. Delicious. The main character is very into himself and very ego blind, and it's hilarious. It's just so good of Hollywood poking fun at itself kind of thing. It's about a guy who loves movies to death, and it's a show that loves movies, and every episode is an homage to movies in its own way. There's the one where it's Ron Howard. Yeah, it's a Ron Howard making a film with Captain America. Sam.
Oh yeah, Anthony Mackie.
Mackie. And that whole thing was just incredible. Man, it was so good. It's very, very entertaining, and if it doesn't get an Emmy for something, then I'm quitting the show. I give this a popcorn and 3 overall. Cinematography, incredible.
I do think art is as important to the world as medicine.
I heard him in an interview. He said that he's been in that because his wife was a doctor. So like he's literally said on accident, kind of said that to doctors. Like, you make. What did he say in the show? It's like, you save lives. I make life worth living. Man. Yeah. So so self-righteous. And anyway, popcorn and 3, Studio, wonderful.
Great show. Jordan, finally, you get an opportunity to chime in here with your drunk classic, and now, for all of this nonsense, you gotta force us to watch something.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. I hope you'll like it. I'm gonna stay on the theme of what our butter on top is, kinda. Okay. This movie stars. It's a comedy. It's a sports comedy.
Oh.
It stars David Arquette.
Oh.
It
I know what it is.
Oliver Platt.
I already know what it is.
It stars a slew of WWE wrestlers. It is Ready to Rumble.
I will crown you.
Yep.
It's on my list, Jordan. I actually have this. You've never seen this, John?
Never heard of it.
You are going to love this.
David
This is right up
Arquette.
your alley.
All right.
Yeah.
I am the law.
All right, I'll check it out. Ready to
my
rumble.
Butterfinger, baby.
There's something wrong with this slushie. You smell that? All right, so as Jordan alluded to, we do have a fighting movie as our butter on top this week, and this is a classic, and I think this is spun off the success of the TV show on Netflix. We are watching The Karate Kid Legends, fresh off the finale of Cobra Kai. So please join us at the movie theaters. Thank you for joining us each and every week. You get the popcorn, and we got the beer. Thank you.
Check it on. Check it off.
Check it off.